ESPN anchor who blasted Trump as white supremacist just got perfect dose of justice. ESPN anchor Jemele Hill, who previously called President Donald Trump a white supremacist, has now been suspended for 2 weeks from the sports network. The suspension is the result of Ms. Hill suggesting that NFL fans boycott the Dallas Cowboys, the Miami Dolphins, and their advertisers because the owners of these two teams have now barred their players and staff from taking a knee during the national anthem. This is Jemele Hill's second violation of ESPN's social media guidelines. Her first violation was when she tweeted the following about President Donald Trump: "Donald Trump is a white supremacist who has largely surrounded himself with other white supremacists." This baseless remark landed the ESPN host in hot water, with the network declaring this was not the sentiment of ESPN leadership. Speaking of Ms. Hill's comments about her calling President Trump a white supremacist, ESPN said, in the aftermath, all employees were reminded of how individual tweets may reflect negatively on ESPN and that such actions would have consequences. For the next 2 weeks, Jemele Hill will not be seen on SportsCenter, and it is a sure bet she has been docked pay and has been advised to stay off of Twitter. In response to being called a white supremacist, President Trump responded in his typical fashion, not holding back, and pointing out the whole ESPN is digging for itself, with President Trump tweeting, "ESPN is paying a really big price for its politics and bad programming. People are dumping it in record numbers. Apologize for untruth." This slanderous statement was not enough at the time to suspend Jemele Hill, and she only got a warning which apparently wasn't received by the ESPN sportscaster. Financial experts have said the reason for ESPN's decline is due to consumers looking to save money. In reality, where liberals don't live, ESPN is in a decline because of the liberal bias that permeates in their broadcasting. ESPN leadership has missed the fundamental fact that people tuned into ESPN for sports and entertainment, not political bias, whether it is conservative or liberal. The situation devolved so badly surrounding the asinine tweets which Jemele Hill was posting, that ESPN President John Skipper had to release an internal memo, which read in part, "Our employees are citizens and appropriately want to participate in the public discussion. That can create a conflict for our public-facing talent between their work and their personal points of view. Given this reality, we have social media policies, which require people to understand that social platforms are public and their comments on them will reflect on ESPN. At a minimum, comments should not be inflammatory or personal. We had a violation of those standards in recent days and our handling of this is a private matter. As always, in each circumstance, we look to do what is best for our business. In light of recent events, we need to remind ourselves that we are a journalistic organization and that we should not do anything that undermines that position." Reading this statement, it seems John Skipper is also directing his comments toward Shannon Sharpe, who is known to go off on liberal rants, as well as his other employees who are dragging the network down. Since Jemele Hill has been suspended, she has not commented further on the matter, and her colleagues at SportsCenter have been wise to not mention the issue on air. ESPN used to be a great network and a wonderful distraction to get caught up on sports and the comings and goings of our favorite athletes. Now, if you choose to tune into ESPN, all you get is liberally biased commentary ultimately aimed at undermining President Trump, and the viewers have dropped the network like a bad habit. Just like the National Football League, ESPN has allowed the liberals to hijack their sports platform, and as the liberals always do, it has destroyed something that was once good. CEO of ESPN, John Skipper, would be wise to understand that the only way he will regain the confidence of his viewers is to remove the liberal cancer from ESPN and focus on sports. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.